What measure 80? Support measure 80. Is she registered?
Yeah. Just not in Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you get something right here. Washington? No. Okay. We don't have nothing for California.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell each and every one of you.
What up, though? This is Pony Boy from the all-time greatest hip-hop group ever, Los Marihuanos. Here live in Portland, Oil Gone. You feel me? Up tough.
But why Measure 80 if you think it should be voted into law?
My name is Don Skacki with I-514 in Washington, and I'm all for I-80, and I worked as it on I-9 before it was ballot Measure 80. And I think it's going to be great for Washington. It allows the people to grow, and it allows commercial ventures under license. And I think the restoration of hemp and cannabis to the people is going to be one of the most productive things this country's ever seen.
So you think the jobs that will come to this state will be excellent jobs, good paying jobs?
Absolutely. I think that you'll see a wealth of cannabis-related business and tourism, construction, maintenance jobs, farming jobs. You know, it's going to be a literal wealth to the people of this state and country.
And how about the impact on society as a whole? You know, you want to be concerned about not just the children having easy access to marijuana, right? But you don't want to also be putting drivers in peril because there's a lot more people out there driving behind the wheel that are high, right?
Well, you know, I think that if driving high was a problem, the state patrols of various states would have asked for tougher regulations or testing or per se limits of whatever kind if they thought they were necessary. My understanding is that those law enforcement agencies find the current law to be adequate for protecting the public from DUI drivers.
Well, I appreciate it very much, and we are very grateful that you took time to let us know why it's important to let everybody know that we need to get out there and vote yes on Measure 80.
Yes on 80.
The past few months is Measure 80, and we need everybody out there to register and vote for Measure 80. It's to legalize marijuana and hemp. We are going to create tens of thousands of new living wage jobs and thousands of new companies and several new industries with hemp and marijuana. Our initiative will allow adults to grow their own without a license fee or registration. Our initiative will allow people to grow hemp horticulturally and marijuana horticulturally, where you can breed your own strains. You'll be able to sell seeds and starts without a license fee or registration. If you want to sell the buds, then you'll have to get a license to grow it, process it, and sell it. But it will free it, and no one will be going to jail for marijuana anymore.
Cause Jackson so we gotta let him grow. We gotta let him know that the emperor wears no clothes. Different brain, if I say you want the game, ask Jack Crump, he can take him many ways. $1 billion crop, man, $1 billion pot. All kinds of capital for the country get started. $100,000 is a wonder for all who can roll in this step to collect it goes on. It goes on. Let's back it out.
Are you loving Hempstalk? I just came from Hempfest. Is it great? You look great out there, all colors, all sizes. But you know what? We're not criminals. We're not criminals. That's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm tired of it. And I want all of you to listen to what I got to say right now. I heard a rumor. I did. I heard this rumor from all these big people. And they told me that we're going to legalize in November. Are you ready? Are you ready for it?
All the way from Indiana, here for you tonight. Please welcome Casper Leach, everybody. Casper Leach.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope this is on. I want to let people here in Oregon know that you have a chance to make history in a way that will be heard for the next 2 generations. Oddly enough, on your doorsteps, by exercising your right to vote and ending prohibition, you will send a voice to the nation that will be heard around the world, because this particular measure is written in such a way that it will withstand federal and international challenge.
Real 1209, you know what I'm saying? Ready to smoke that weed up?
Hello, this is Casper Leach from the Portland Hempstalk. We are having a blast in 2012. This has been a fantastic turnout, to say the least. Paul Stanford and his crew outdid themselves. You hear the crowd in the background having fun, and it's just been another success. We've been focusing on trying to end prohibition in the state of Portland, Oregon, and why it's so significant is that not only if we end it here in Oregon, it will ultimately end prohibition all across America. We've had a lot of fantastic bands turn out, and we've had a great list of amazing speakers, and one of the speakers that made it a point to come out to the event today has a long history with the hemp movement, has written a handful of amazing books, has some great tapes out, and also does a radio show, but also happens to be living in a state where medical marijuana is allowed in the state of Michigan. His name is John Sinclair, one of my heroes, and somebody who has a long history with this. You were arrested, weren't you, at one time for possession? Is that what the deal was?
Several times.
And you ended up behind bars because of it, huh?
Yes, well, mostly because I fought back.
Well, now, was it a large amount? Is that what it was? Or is it a small amount and you just said, I ain't taking it?
Well, I had a series of 3 arrests. In the first one, I sold $10 worth of weed to an undercover state police officer. In the second one, I let a guy who turned out to be a Detroit narcotics officer talk me into letting him drive me to a guy's house, and I went in and got him a bag of weed. And the third one, I gave 2 joints to an undercover policewoman. And the third one, I got a 9.5 to 10-year sentence in the state of Michigan.
Man, you got the kind of sentence that some drug kingpins get.
Oh yeah, more.
And that's what it was that drew the attention of a handful of organizations in the marijuana movement to come to your side. Is that what it was?
Well, I don't like to say this to swell my head, but I was one of the founders of the marijuana movement, legalization movement. I came right after Allen Ginsberg and Edward Sanders back in 1965.
Okay.
So I was attacked by the police mostly for being an advocate of marijuana legalization. Also, I was the manager of a rock and roll band called the MC5, and we were against the war and we were against the government and all these things. So I was a political prisoner. I was actually recognized by Amnesty International as a political prisoner of the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got a call.
We are here in Portland, Oregon. We are celebrating the 2012 Portland Hempstalk, and it has been put together by an amazing team of people at THCF. And while we're out here, we're talking to people who are interested in seeing Measure 80 become a reality. And here is someone, I think, who's also seems to be in favor of Measure 80. Is that right?
Yes, my name is Ben Christensen. I'm with Oregon Hemp Works. We create soap, lotion, we do some lip balms, massage oils, and we use hemp oil, this amazing resource, in all of our products. So we would like to be able to grow it here in Oregon, so we're not importing from Canada or China or Hungary or anywhere else that's growing it. We need to be growing it here, so I would like to be growing for myself, produce my own oil and create my own products with my own oil and keep the money in Oregon.
Now, one thing I noticed on the Obama website, they're trying to raise money for funds. They're selling some items that are made of hemp, and so in order to do that, they're having to import the product. Now, I also understand that Canada has a strong hemp industry where their country even helps to underwrite the advertising and promotion of that. Do you see Oregon going into that direction if this were to be a reality?
You mean in I'm not sure I understand.
Do you see Oregon helping to promote the hemp industry and all the products that it can be made and getting behind it and creating jobs, the actual state itself getting behind it?
Yeah, I believe we can create thousands of jobs. I believe even scientists might even move here to have free research from the government to be able to, well, without the law of the government, I suppose, to be able to research the plant and see what it's doing and what we can do with it here in Oregon. Produce buildings, produce carbon negative building material, fuel our cars, be able to produce our own oil, most nutritious food source on the planet, everything.
And you recognize it as being a cash crop that will most likely set the farmers free of mortgage problems and difficulties in trying to make ends meet, and always having a cash crop available in case there's like different types of droughts. So I know that there are some plants that can't grow as well in a drought, but it seems like hemp does a good job. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's drought resistant, uses little pesticides, little fertilizers, drowns out the plants with it because of how dense it is. So we could be growing that here. As for, yeah, a cash crop, everybody could be growing it. I mean, the hemp, as far as I understand, with Octa, you could grow, I'm not sure exactly, but I think even small homes can grow hemp, even if you wanted to, and there might be a depot. We can even do that with medical marijuana stocks. I mean, there could be an abundance of industry here, processing machines being built here. You know, we've got an industrious city here, so I think we could really set the standard for the rest of the country, then the rest of the world, and take this country and the planet back into our own hands.
That's much better.
Right in the face, too.
This is the 2012 Portland Hempstalk. Make some noise.
Stay high.